Hello, 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 guys. Welcome, everybody, to the new Thursday stream. Yeah.
Travelers?
Yeah. Diddle boo boo.
You're just keeping everyone on their toes. I know
Yeah,
what you're
well,
up
I
to,
can
Beeps.
probably myself as well, and you.
Still trying to find you in game. I don't see you anywhere. Have you updated your game yet?
Yeah, and wait, am I on experimental? I don't think so. Let me just check something.
Sure.
Let me first set my network. So my network is friends only. Okay, could you check now?
All right. Nope, not yet. There you are.
There we go.
Ding.
Yep. All right. So yeah, guys, I just pressed the wrong button and the stream went live. So these things happen. DG is joining us, so give him a second for him to come and join the game. I hope you guys are all doing all right. We have quite a lot of people already here. Do you guys hear
Everyone's looking
DG?
forward. I think so.
Yeah, it's pumping.
I had to mute the microphone on my TV, so I think we're all good.
In the meantime, let's see who do we have.
Everyone.
We have Olkev, Henry Rice, MSG, Conflicted Gaming, Beninja, Seriously Gaming, Zenith Hellhammer. We also have Ike and Gary. We have Boyd and Coop. We have The Fish, Ethan, Wildbear, Inside Vortex, and Ninin. And I think that's it for the moment. Yes, good to see you all. Welcome everybody to the stream. Alright, I should be able now to go on camera mode. There we go. And then I can switch to the camera so we can see again what is happening on the studio. Game. So I did a little bit of adjustment to the camera as well. It is a little bit smaller. It should take less space on the screen for the people that want to see more of the game. There we go. People were complaining that they didn't see me enough, but they thought the camera was too big still. Cheers everyone, by the way. Welcome also Wheelie Bin and Indra Silver. Welcome to the stream. Somebody just shot my building?
No, it was my thumb pressing two buttons at the same time by accident. I'm making a dramatic entry. Yes, that's it. I mean, yeah.
Do some painting work again after this.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
Who else? Hey, Gecko, welcome as well. Good to see you, man. How are you? There we go. All right, now I can... So this is a little bit of an annoyance still, is the jetpacks do not show up for multiplayer. So I hope they fix this.
Really?
Yep.
Mine shows up underneath the cape.
Yeah, I know, but no, the cape. If you check me, you will see that I am not wearing a cape for you. While I'm wearing a cape.
No cape for you.
Nope. No capes.
Yeah, I forgot to take mine off.
No, actually the cape stays on, the jetpack just disappears.
Oh, weird.
Welcome Kale and Tanatis and Scott Nelson. Good to see you guys all well in the stream.
Hello everyone, how are you? You'll have to forgive me. I've got a little bit of hay fever going on with all the pollen in the air.
Maybe
Sounds
guys,
a little nasally today.
Keep the pollen out of the chat this week. Hey DJ, how are you doing otherwise, except for the nasal?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Absolutely ecstatic over the update.
Yeah.
So much going on. I don't know about you guys, but these are some of the items that myself and a lot of the community have been asking for quite some time now. So to see it realized and all of the new goodies that we've got from HG is my mind is just sort of going in
Mm,
15 directions all at
yeah.
once. Do this, do this, do this all at once. Um, how about yourself? How are you liking the update?
Oh, right. Well, I streamed it, so you will probably most people will probably have seen the excitement I had during my stream. But I had to watch the trailer like 3 or 4 times just to get it all in because that trailer was just mind blowing. All
Yeah, yeah, it was really strange. It was private for a short while there. I'm not sure what happened. Whether there's something in release that he didn't mean to release. I'm not really sure, but it's open now, so that's good.
it's yeah. But I've been enjoying this update. I feel the expedition was a little bit too quick though. I felt like the expedition could have been next week. Give us some time to explore the game.
I was not prepared for an
No,
expedition this
no.
early this morning. No, not prepared at all. I figured it was going to be a few days, wait for a couple of bug patches to come out, and there it is, just like that. It's almost like
Yeah.
HG wanted to rip that Band-Aid off and get over and done with as fast as possible.
Uh-huh.
They just said, "Here you guys go," and threw it all out on the table for us. Um, it was really quite amazing to have everything all at once, right? So, and Twitch drops as well. It's
Mhm.
pretty crazy. So much going on within the community. So I'm really excited, and should be one heck of a busy weekend. That's for sure.
It is gonna be deeds. I mean, you've seen that there's a lot of content creators trying to stream and trying to make videos while trying to stream. It's just nuts. I decided not to stream because I saw there was too much going on Twitch. So I said, you know what, people are all gonna be on Twitch, so I'll just step out of the ring here. I definitely do
Yeah,
it. Maybe next week we'll see. But in the meantime, I can do some
it's a lot of
checking
work.
and yeah, I
Yeah,
might be able to
yeah,
make a guide or something about it. I have a feeling we
yeah.
got some
And if you're
pirates
gonna do a
above here.
Twitch stream, some pirates, where?
Yeah, I just saw a ship pass by with the red.
Well, I don't see anything. I didn't shoot anyone on the way
But you
down,
know what?
so
This might be again multiplayer. That might be only me seeing it and not you.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Welcome Kurt, Patrice, Marie. Welcome to stream. JemHadar as well. Good to see you all.
Welcome everyone.
It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to keep track with chat, by the way, guys. So forgive me if we miss somebody. So what have you been doing in game so far now?
Well, not a lot. I didn't have a whole lot of time to play yesterday. I had a few errands I needed to run, but when the update came, I got on as fast as I could and got it downloaded. I picked up a new ship,
Uh,
learned a few little things, because of course the information isn't really 100% all there just
no,
yet,
no.
as everyone's learning at the same time. Not really much. Just picked up a new ship and learned how to get a cape. And I haven't gone and done the helmet slash hood yet,
Yeah,
though it doesn't fit with my character. So I
that's the
don't know what I'm
problem.
going to
It
do
only
about that.
fits on the anomaly, which is a weird thing. I mean, it would be very
Yeah,
weird to get a cape over your head, though. I think, but
I don't know. I think a hood over my hammerhead might look kind of
true,
interesting.
very.
My eyes poking through.
But I've been impressed with the ships. There's way more parts than you would expect on these procedural solar ships.
Yes, I'm not sure if you remember or not, but some of these ships are some of the original concept art that was done before the game release back in 2016.
Hmm.
So to see them, realized, it's almost a dream come true to a player that's played for as long as we have. I know myself that they were really attractive when I first started watching the previews prior to game release, and it was one of the things that originally drew me to the game were the really really cool looking ships. Um, so seeing them and having them in the game, plus of course something different like the solar flare or sort of solar sails,
Hmm.
really really is cool. It adds so much to the game and so much differences to an actual ship than another ship with maybe a wing design that's a
Hmm.
little bit different. So this is absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm loving it.
I'm I'm feeling this is a direction they are going now, that we might see customization one day as well.
I'm
Um,
sure that'll probably be a realization at
yeah.
some point. Y- with all games that go on for a long time, eventually, it makes a full circle and goes
Hmm.
around. That's something that a lot of fans are interested in, and it's a huge debate between the community. To or to not have a ship customization. Um, Eventually, that'll probably be a realization for sure.
Mm,
For now, I like that there isn't, but that's not to say that my mind won't be changed. Given different circumstances and how the game and the direction the game is
yeah.
going in the future.
Yeah, it's just that I was feeling when I was flying with my class ship, my sail solar class ship. I was like, I wish there was like a, three-sided sail, like there's like instead of the round, if it would be like a
Yeah.
three-sided sail, that would have been a nice. But then they have to add it, and that will again change the classes, or they spawn the pools from the ships. So I was like, maybe the only solution for them will be to add these sails as a like parts you can add to your ship as a extra, or maybe the module you can change later. I don't know. Might be a good idea.
Yeah, hard to say. There's already a couple of different sales available in the game, so that's I think my mission is giving us a notification. That might be where you were getting the pirate sign from. Um, I think with the different sales that we currently already have, that does open the door for more different varieties over time. Um, we've seen some living ships. We may see some more living ships, and a new direction of ships
Mm-hmm.
coming out.
Yeah.
They gave us a new multi-tool the last update,
Yeah.
so that might also take us a direction in that regard as well. So you know, um, we're starting to see some more things that were originally concepts in the game back before release, and then maybe revisiting some of that as well. So I'm looking forward to the future, whatever it
Yes.
has.
Yes.
HG has given us all of this stuff for free.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, how can you not be happy with a
Mm-hmm,
gift?
mm-hmm. Yeah, but this
And
the
that's where I'm always coming from.
I feel this year has been extraordinary. The updates, as in, I don't know. It has always been great to see the updates coming to No Man's Sky, but this year has been. I don't. Sentinel was a great update. This one is a great update. So, and we still have to get a summer update, which is then should be better than we already got. So I'm having really high hopes to what we will see this year.
Well, it's speculated that the Switch is going to be the summer update.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, more than just a speculation, but yeah, that's a big thing, right? A new platform coming to the game. I'm still not really sure whether or not they'll actually implement multiplayer with the Switch. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's going to be possible, but I mean, any new platform coming to the game is a good thing, and I look
True.
forward to seeing a lot of those newer members within the
Mm-hmm.
community and being able to help them with all
Yeah.
the new
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah, there's some really great things from HG, and they've just recently won an award. So,
Yep, the
I mean,
BAFTA award, which is a evolving game, so they are not gonna give now. They're not gonna give up. We give another 2 3 years
they
on. I think they were,
extended their life.
yeah, they were actually. He had an interview, no, Sean, with I don't know with who anymore. Was it with Sony, or was it
It's
with
hard to say that in a
IGN?
lot of interviews.
He had
Yeah,
an interview. He was talking about the next game they are working on. That it's the same scale as No Man's Sky, or even more ambitious than No Man's Sky. That people would expect that even with 1,000 employees, it would not be able to do it. He's already starting to hype it up again.
yeah, yeah.
um,
You know,
but they learned the lesson, so I have high hope of their new game. And they also said that they're not going to give up on No Man's Sky, so that's a good sign as well.
yeah. The longevity that this game has and has shown over the last 5, almost 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really quite amazing, and it just keeps getting better. It's not the same stale
No.
game that it just keeps regenerating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They keep adding new things, improving the graphics, improving multiplayer and other game mechanics. Um, like who'd have thought we'd ever see fire in the game, and yet I'm sitting right next to a fireplace. Um, we've got spinny chairs, and of course we're using those new ones today, aren't we? Yeah, we
Yep,
are. These are
yep.
the new chairs that haven't come out yet.
Well, no, they're
So
not. No, they are still in the Quicksilver unlocking.
yeah, they weren't available for me on PlayStation, so I'm not sure about PC, but yeah, no, they're still unavailable. But yeah, I mean, finally we can sit in chairs again. That's a huge thing. So, each time that comes around with one of these updates, they give us just another little thing which improves the game, and the enjoyment of the game. Um, Quality of life improvements and updates. Those are always really, really good. And a lot of the bugs that are there, it's some of them get worked out, and some of them sort of linger a little bit. But on the whole, I have to say that the game is in a great state, and
Hmm.
it's very stable considering all of the stuff
Yeah.
that goes on with the game and the coding of the game as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I have to say, I think this update, I've not noticed a lot of bugs except for maybe the cape having a little bit of render issues, but that seems to be mainly on the consoles. But for the rest, I've not seen, like really weird bugs getting stuck somewhere or no. It seems to be quite all right, and the render seems to be improving as well.
Yeah, yeah, I've been pretty lucky. The short time I played yesterday, the only bug that I had was down on planet surface, at a trading post, where the pirates decided they didn't want to fight anymore. They just flew away, so I had to chase them down. But that was it, really. It's been pretty good.
Yeah. For by the way, for the people that are having some issues with the constant attacks by the pirates, this is just something that's going to be fixed in experimental. You can see that they are going to reduce that. So settlements and like landing on planets, you should at least have a little bit more time, and the attacks should not be that often. I mean, we'll see, of course, but I know that a lot of people have been complaining about that. That if you don't want to have fights and you want to play No Man's Sky for relaxing, then it would be nice not to be attacked, or not as often.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll balance it
Yeah.
out. They always balance it out in a good way. They've always made this game an open sandbox of
Hmm.
various types of enjoyment, and you decide what you wish to do in the game, whether it's fighting sentinels in PvE, PvP, or just playing alone and exploring. So I assume that that's going to be a fix that's coming in really soon, and it should be as we all remember, enjoying the game without relentless attacks.
Hmm. Were you able to start the expedition already today?
No, no, I unfortunately, because my night shift, I got home and went to bed right away.
Hmm.
So I have to make sure I get my beauty rest before having going live with you.
Hmm.
So no, I did not get a chance to start the expedition, but I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah.
and watching a few streamers uh, stream it, so that I get a little bit of knowledge before going in on it. But for the most part, I'm just sort of waiting waiting to see over this weekend, and then I'm going to hit it and get my saves done.
Uh, I did the first stage, and I'm looking into the second stage now. And to be honest, I feel for the moment it feels very easy. We'll see
Yeah.
if it gets harder along the way. There's a few encrypted ones, so you have to get to that point, and then it gets decrypted, and then you can continue the. But it looks cool, and there's a storyline as well in there, so I'm really interested in continuing that.
Yeah. I like it when they put the encrypted data in
Uh
there,
huh.
simply because it allows for people to play it without having everybody, or there was always a few who rushed through it so quickly and
Mm-hmm.
completed the tasks before anybody else. It allows for not as many spoilers,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit more enjoyment of the game time as
Yeah.
well. So, those who usually are fast enough, who rush through it, they can take their time a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
enjoy, the whole expedition experience, and not feel like you've got to rush through it and be the very
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
person to complete it. I mean, I know a lot of people do like being the first to complete those things, and that's fine. But stop, smell the roses a little bit, enjoy the expeditions. It's there to be enjoyed. We have 5 whole weeks to complete it. So
Mhm.
I know myself, I have 3 saves, which I do expeditions on. So, I mean, if I can do it, all 3 saves within a 3 or 4 week period, I can surely take my time
Mhm,
and
mhm.
enjoy it a little bit. So,
As far as I can see, oh, did I just fall through my? I think I just fell.
no, I'm about 10 seconds behind on your stream
What is it?
from
Just
where
my
I'm seeing. I
camera?
don't.
Why my camera just slipped down? Okay, let me go back inside. All right. Um,
I
I
wonder if that's the pirates attacking you.
you shot my camera. Um, what I was saying, I don't think we have any explorer standing. I'm not sure yet. There's a few decoded, of course, but I didn't see any explorer standing so far.
Okay,
That would be the first
it's
one,
usually
no?
a telltale sign.
I'll have to check. Yeah, my cameraman has been on the nip on the gragra.
Yeah, new item in the game. We've got some Gragra now. We've always had it in a game, but not an actual
Mm-hmm.
physical item. So it's great to see another item, and I like the fact that it's a contraband with another species. It's always been nip nip buds, and then of course, the geck are always associated with the nip nip buds. What are you doing outside, Beeps?
I have a
For a
feeling
little
that
exploration?
either these birds are this pushing my camera or this pirate. I might have to shoot it. Yep, yep. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to do a little. Let's figure this out. By the way, in the meantime, you can
Yeah, that was
see I
great.
have the mods enabled for shorter capes. So my geck has a decent short cape.
Okay. Oh, that looks kind of neat. I like that.
Let me see if I can just.
Your geck is so short it looks like a handkerchief.
This is not my pirate. I think this is your pirate.
Are they my pirates? I disabled that, I thought. Let me check my log and make sure that that's disabled.
Nope, I'm shooting it, but it's not. Is that mine? This is mine, actually. My. Well, listen, you're shooting me, but I cannot shoot you. Come on.
No, that's not fair. Do I have to go up there and shoot them?
There's
You don't wanna
definitely
start
something
that.
wrong with the.
That'll
Oh, there
just
we go.
start a whole mission.
So yeah, we're gonna have this now. We're gonna have to find a way now to. I think I might have to move my Studio 16 to my freighter now, and so. Just to be, I might have to reload the game just to get rid of them.
Well,
Yeah,
if
leave
we
me
have
alone.
to. We should probably
Huh?
do it. Yeah, we should probably do it quickly then.
I'm just gonna reload my manual save. Are you still there? I can just quit and just join you, I think, then. Let me just do
Yeah,
that.
I'm still here. Yeah.
Play game, multiplayer, join DG.
Good. Once you're there, I'll quit and reload as well, and we'll just start afresh.
There we go. Do you know who's... Yes, we do know. We do know, Sam. Do you know it?
I should hope so. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Does it come in blue? Oh, what happened with my cape? My mod just disabled. Why does this now...
Always when
Ah,
you're
there
live.
it is. There it is. Okay, my cape is short again.
Okay. All right, you're here, so I'm going to do a quick reload too and make sure we get this all started off right. I will be back.
I know it's not me. Okay.
All right, back to multiplayer. There we go.
Seriously, welcome as well. That's a nice solo ship. Does it come in blue? I don't know. It's red.
I'm
This
sure it
one, no?
does.
Is this not the red one? I don't know anymore. Is this not the red one? I think I only have a yellow one for the moment. And yeah, it's a orangey one. I definitely love these solo class. Such amazing
They look
addition.
really sharp. They look really sharp. All right. Let me check my logs, make sure. Looks like the mission is still there. I
All
hope
right,
we don't get these
let's
double
try this
stars.
again.
All right, I've changed my mission. Yeah, I've changed my mission log. I hope we don't get any more
No, I
pirates.
don't know. It actually,
Uh,
I don't know what it is. It is probably just the issue we have with the game is that we have too much pirate attacks when you're on the planet.
all right. Cool,
Now we can't
cool.
see your Geki bum anymore. Well, Survivor Bob just says that I'm wearing a diaper anyway, so it's better. Um, Pirate attacks as commercial breaks. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that's a busy guy this weekend. Is there not a meetup this weekend?
Yeah, Survivor Bob is doing the live expedition in Orlando. He left this afternoon.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. A little bit of a flight for me. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend.
Hmm.
But perhaps in the future, if there's one a little bit closer to the mid northwest, I might be able to
Hmm.
join in on some of that fun. But nobody has organized one for the mid northwest, or at least
Yeah,
this
and it's
side
a
of the hemisphere.
quite a big area. I know USA, so or USA and Canada. So
Mhm. Yeah, well, I mean, a really big majority of the players are East Coast,
uh-huh.
United States. Not quite as many on the West Coast, or for that matter, Pacific West Coast. So, I mean, it's going to be what it is, where you've got to go where the majority of the people are, so that the travel time is much less in order to get a lot of people to attend it. Um, but one day, I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Well, I'm feeling this might actually be something that is gonna happen again. If he has a if it's a success, this might be a yearly con. And if you do this well, you can really make this a big thing. You can turn this into a space con instead of just No Man's Sky or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was started in the UK. I can't remember which pub it was. There was a great big to do a couple of years ago, and then COVID sort of interrupted it all.
Uh-huh.
So there's the one on that side of the hemisphere, and now there's one on this side of the hemisphere. They may decide to travel around to different areas of the United States. That would be kind of neat. If they, the same thing on the other side, if they travel around different parts of Europe, um, being able to encompass,
Hmm. Hmm.
more people, at some of these events, that would be really kind of neat. With teleconferencing these
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
you could even do them at the same time simultaneously, you know, and have a link between the two through a giant video projector or
Hmm.
something. Um, Technology is pretty amazing these days. I don't see how that's not a possible thing. So,
Yeah, so for anybody interested, I think he's going to be doing some live streams, and most likely they might be on Twitch because he's probably going to do the Twitch drops with it. So if you want to check it out, Survival Bob, he has both Twitch and YouTube accounts, but I think he might be doing it on Twitch. The like the live streams of the con or the how does he call it again? A live expedition. That's what he calls it.
live expedition, that'll be
Yeah.
fun. I may have to check him out later on today if I get a chance.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So I know I already, quite often what I'll do is because I work the night shift, I'll turn a Twitch stream on in the morning when I come home, and
Hmm.
and just leave my phone on, turn the volume down low, and go to sleep.
Uh,
And my Twitch drops are collected, and I don't have to, I can get about my business when I get up later in the day. Um, because as much as I love the Twitch drops, sometimes the life gets in the way. So
uh-huh.
if I don't have to, spend 2 hours watching a Twitch drop or whatever, then it works out, for the benefit. Other times, if I do have the time, like it's a weekend, I'll watch them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
And I
think
took part a year ago. Yeah.
on what the
I took part in streaming a year ago.
yes, you
I
did. You did.
streamed some of
Yes.
the Twitch drops. I probably still could as well, but there's a lot of streamers out there,
It's
and
it's yeah.
every person that streams just sort of takes another piece of that pie away. So
Yeah.
it. for somebody like myself to stream, it seems a little bit selfish. So
Hmm.
I just allow for the other big name streamers to do their thing and promote them.
I think there's I want to say something and I just slipped my mind. Never mind. It will might come back. It might not. Uh, welcome,
Well, when
Dashboard
you get
Dever
to my
and JL
age,
Green as well. Your age. I have no idea if you're older or younger than me, though.
I am an old fart.
Mm,
I'll be 49 in a couple of days,
all
so
right.
yeah, I'm not reaching up there in the grand old age.
You're a little bit older than I am.
Yeah, a little. Your Gek doesn't have wrinkles yet.
Doesn't matter. Right? But after a while, when you're young, you hit, when you're like between 10 and 20, age is really important. How old are you? Oh, I'm older. But after a while, doesn't make a difference anymore. If you're 40 or 45 or 50, 46, that age difference is not that important anymore.
Well, it's how you feel and what you do with yourself.
Uh,
I feel very young mentally. My body doesn't agree with me on that one there, but
mm,
I play the game. I enjoy the community, just like any of the other young folks out there who are in their 30s, 40s, or even 20s. So it's all on how your perspective
uh-huh,
is.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Phew. I'm getting hot here, by the way. I think these lights, and it's getting now warmer in Malta as well. I'm gonna have to starting using the AC soon again. Phew.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's that time of year, right? Springtime. So
Springtime, summer is gonna start
heat.
kicking
Yeah.
in. I might have to start changing to shorts again now.
Yeah. Streaming in the shorts.
Yep. The ladies with the under desk cam are gonna be happy.
Yeah, what you don't see is Beebs under the desk there. He's just sitting around in his underwear.
I take it back. I take it back. You know why I said that it doesn't matter if you're older or not, doesn't matter. Seems like everybody in the chat is trying to be older anyway than everybody else now.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody likes to post their age and whatnot. I'm definitely not the oldest person in the community, but I've got a few years on some of them young pups out there. I, it's all on how you
It
act. It's
yeah.
all how you are. You would play a video game, so really, we're all young at heart
Yes.
here. So, what's been going on around the community in the Beeble Hive these days?
It's
I've
been
been pretty involved, but
it's been quiet. I've been definitely not too much in the Discords. The last 2 weeks I've been before the update been playing Planet Crafter and trying to figure out some guides. But I'm happy No Man's Sky is back so we can do some guides on that now.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I'm looking forward to more.
Pezez did drop a new challenge for the build challenge, which is I think it's a space bus, isn't it?
Let's take a quick peek here. Yeah, themed base build. Build a space bus, a ferry or bus transporting travelers in between planets for their weekend shopping trips. Um, so that should be interesting. See a couple of different vehicle types being built for the challenge. I haven't started mine yet, but hopefully in the next week or so I'll
Mm-hmm.
get started on that. Um, it's been a little bit popular, I've noticed, for people building vehicles these days. We've got some
Yes.
parts which resemble some
Mm-hmm.
vehicle components, so makes for a really really good trucks and jeeps and little buggies and stuff. I think last week we saw some really cool stuff
Yeah,
from
yeah. I was
was
impressed
it
with a lot of the
Christopher? I
builds.
think. Yeah, Christopher had a
Christopher
really good
did
build.
the great truck. There was somebody else. Was it you? No. Did I visit your base? I did.
You
Yeah, but
visited my
yeah,
base,
it
but
was
there
not
was no
your
truck
base.
on it.
Whose base? We saw another base with a truck or a vehicle.
I'm not sure.
I'm now confused. Who was it? I'm
I
pretty
know
sure. I'm
MSG has made one recently.
I might be confusing it with the one before. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, there was
But
the minor
yeah,
settlement or the settlement,
yeah.
Martian settlement challenge, and that one had little buggies and stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
did make a buggy and a truck for that one, but I don't think anybody visited it.
You know, Gary, I'm just gonna, Gary, you asked for it. If this is gonna be promoted on my screen. Gary is at the age where I don't know what the fart is going to do. Uh,
Yeah, you got that right.
uh, so we're gonna have a guest today. I'm not sure when the guest is gonna arrive. Let me just see. Maybe I missed the message just to be sure. No, it's okay. So guys, what are your plans now for the next coming days? Then, DG, you're planning on doing the expedition? You're gonna do first some exploring of
A
the game
little of
first.
both.
Boat.
A little both. Yeah, I'd like to explore a little bit more of the new update and also get started on the expeditions. So just a little bit of everything, and of course, maintaining community activities. As you know, I'm cafe, and we've
Uh-huh.
always got some kind of an event going on, and we're always, pretty interactive in our own community as well as the Beeblehide. So I'm in all of these different places all at once,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, um, it's a very busy time when an update comes out. There's questions being asked everywhere, and thank goodness we've got Beeblebum here with his videos because it's so easy for me to say, "Oh yeah, if you don't know, here, check out this video. Beeblebum just made it," and drop the link. So there's really a lot of really amazing community resources that are available to us, and it's they're all going to be used really.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time when all those resources are at their most valuable. So I'll be looking forward to taking care of a lot of lost travelers and helping people out, and just learning about the game. Because there's so much to learn now.
Um, there's been a lot of videos coming out. I've been amazed with the amount of guides and popping on YouTube and even on Twitch is just live streaming, but on YouTube I've seen a lot. It's been pumping these content creators.
There's a lot of content out there. Content creators come out of the woodwork at this time for sure. Everybody's got their favorites that they like to watch. Mine is, of course, you. Um, and it that just goes with the territory, right? When there's a game and it's a popular game, content creators come out of the woodwork, and everybody wants a little piece of that pie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in my opinion, it's always good that lots of different people are creating content and how-to videos and so on. It reaches a larger audience because not everybody watches the same person.
No,
Um, so and everybody has a slightly different take on
yeah,
how they teach
that's
other
that's
people.
the.
So
There's also different because when I went to school, for example, I had a teacher that could not teach me anything because the style he was doing just did not suit me. So I had to go to another a special class for that, and then that teacher or could give me that right way of thinking. And I think the same is going for like tutorials and guides. Sometimes somebody explains something and said, "What? What is this guy saying?" But for somebody else, it just makes no complete sense because they are aligned in thinking. Or
yeah, and speed of which they're teaching as well. Some people pick up really quick, and others not so much.
mm-hmm.
And so somebody may be teaching at a slower pace.
Yeah.
It might be a little easier to understand for some of the other people out there who are trying to do, play the game and learn at the same time. Buildings, especially, is one of those things where quite often you're building something and you got to watch a tutorial on how to build a certain thing. So
Mm-hmm.
you're building while watching, the tutorial and listening in at the same time. And sometimes, yeah, you have to pause the video and go back, and other times you can just sort of keep up. Um, it depends on the video and the person who's putting it out there for content. So
Mm-hmm.
um, it's always good to have variety, and I look forward to each and every one of those people out there, who are providing their own content in their own style. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of action going on. It's busy.
Let me just make sure that. Oh, I think we
I
just have
believe our
somebody.
guest is here.
All right, all
Yeah, our
right.
guest is here.
Ah, but he's in the
Just
wrong
waiting
group. Give me a
for.
second. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull him
Oh,
in
is he
the
in the
right
wrong group?
chat. Put him in the right
Okay,
chat. Hello, hello.
there we go.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hello, Kurt. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good. It's Kurt, no? Because I wanna make
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
You can say it the Dutch way if you want.
Kurt,
I don't
yeah,
mind.
Kurt, yeah. I don't know. How do you say that in English?
Kurt.
Kurt, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think it's quite similar. Kurt and Kurt. It's quite.
Yeah.
So we
How's it
have.
going?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Glad to have you in the chat.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
So, guys, for the people that don't know, we have No Man's Sky Assistant in the chat, just because Kurt might not make any sense for a lot of people. So, No Man's Sky Assistant is an app you can download from the on your mobile device. You can also use it on the website, and it will help you in in whatever adventure you're going in No Man's Sky, be it crafting recipes or figuring out the expedition or any weekend missions, things like that. That's the place to be.
This is one of the resources that I talk about and use quite a lot in my own community. Is the Assistant app? There's a lot of information in there, and if you guys have not checked it out, you really should.
I'm pretty sure we have the link.
It's so detailed.
Let me just
Yeah,
check.
thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Good.
I'm really bad at advertising, so.
Is it?
It's not everybody's bag, that's for sure.
Is it app? Does anybody remember what the shortcut is for that? I think it's app, but I'm not sure.
I think it's yes, I think you got it there.
We'll see. Otherwise, if a moderator can, there we go. Okay, now
Yep,
I can.
that's it.
So I'm just gonna pin this, so it's easier for me then to refer to it. So the No Man's Sky Assistant app is right there on the link. That is the you can both check it on the website. You don't need a mobile device. You can use it on your computer, or you can use it on your mobile device as well.
Yeah, it works on both iPhone and Android and on your
Yes.
PC. I've used it many times. Um, I know the cafe has a pinned link in one of its chat rooms, and quite often I just tap on the link and it takes me to it, and it has all the information I ever need. Lately, I've been using it an awful lot for like recipes and little things, that are easy to forget in the game. How to do little complicated things like that.
I was like,
Very,
where is Kurt?
very. He's on his way.
I had to fight a bunch of pirates to get you, man. It's
Yeah,
insane.
I don't know what's going on. Hello,
Yeah,
hello. We have a
What's up?
hammerhead and a shark, guys.
Stand up for my guest. Hello, greetings. How are you,
Uh,
Kurt?
There we go.
Great to meet you.
Let me get up.
Oh,
I'm-
you get up and I
Yep.
sit down. Now
I'm
that's
not
great timing.
I'm not gonna get up, otherwise I fall through the floor.
Yeah, you'll fall. You're in camera mode, so
Oh my goodness.
that's okay. Little wave, thumbs up, and all right, take my seat, Chi. Sit your butt down.
So, Kurt, how are you doing? First of all, how are you doing? How is life?
Oh, busy, eh? The update, we knew it was coming, but still surprises. Lots of files to go through, lots of things to update. But
What do you
getting
feel?
there.
What do you think? Should the expedition have been next week?
Oh yeah, that would have helped so much.
It definitely would have been easier spacing things out. I know for yourself, Kurt, you when one of those updates comes out, you pour over that data, and there's just so much of it there. It's got to be really hard keeping up with an update and expeditions. When they come out and to try and put that information on the app.
It is. Well, you would think that after 2 years of working on it and getting the scripts together, that most of it would be automated, and a lot of it is. Most of the time, I just run my software and I just babysit it. I just make sure that it doesn't break, and if there's a little problem that it can't sort out, then I'll fix it myself. But
Yeah.
it still takes a while.
Yeah, I imagine so. there's an awful lot of data you have to pour over. Just out of curiosity, how long does it usually take? I mean, this is just a generalized average. How long does it normally take to go over your typical update for gathering all that information?
Yeah, that is a hard one to answer. Well, if I look at, I've already pushed an update for Outlaws for the apps, and it's
Hmm.
just the new items that were added, the new game items, so not the expedition. I think it took about 2 or 3 hours. That was just a little bit of So the problem is that at the moment with the modding community, they're playing catch up to support the update, and I make use of
Yes.
the Emben compiler, which the modding community keeps up to date, and
Hmm.
that's not updated to the latest version. So I'm basically just trying to work off the files that I can look at, and
Right.
luckily there were enough that I could look at that I could get those game items and the images, and then
Yeah.
it's a waiting game. Then I push the update and I wait for Apple and Google to say, yeah, okay, we'll give it to the users. So, but I
And we
think at
see that
this,
every update.
yeah,
Where the mods or modifications they're not able to keep up with the update, and they have to constantly rewrite them or be rewritten to keep up with the game and its changes.
yeah, and it's a lot of work. It is for they do the majority of the work actually.
Hmm.
I,
Mhm.
I'm just
And of course,
yeah.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
No, I it's just the app wouldn't be possible without them. I'm just making use of the tool that they go through, and they have to really look through actual binary data and figure out what means what. Where when I use the tool, it's got nice enough names for me. You know, it might be called poop in the game files, but I know that it's Fecium. Then for them, it's binary and hex that they have to look through.
In the meantime, I'm just
Yeah, I
scrolling a
guess
little
that
bit
can be
around
confusing at times.
on the app so people can see what it's about.
Yeah, there's so much information on that app, and it's really well laid out. It's very
Yes,
organized.
it's a
I appreciate it.
really great app. I mean that. I mean, when did you start this?
I started it in 2019. I think it was June or July. Uh, I wanted to make an app because I felt like there wasn't a good enough one at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one that was paid for, but I refused to pay for it, so I
Mm-hmm.
decided to make my own. And then I wasn't going to release it. I was playing around with the tools that would release the app, but I just wanted to keep it in alpha for a while, and then I
Uh-huh.
accidentally pushed it to production on Google on Android devices, and Google Play doesn't let you remove an app. Well, doesn't let you take it away from public access and move it back to beta.
Uh-huh.
So the app was just there.
Yeah, once you went live, it was live, and everybody knew it.
Yeah.
I've known about it for a couple of years now myself, and have used it pretty heavily in certain regards. Like I said earlier, a lot of what I've been using it for are some of those little fine details, which, I can't remember every little tidbit, and so it's really easy to just not remember it and just refer to the app and go back to it. Yep, nope, this is how you make a cake or a donut or
Uh-huh.
any of the other recipes. Other times it's how to craft, certain craftable items that we can make in-game units with, and so on and so forth. So it's more than just little things like that. The app offers an awful lot. How tos on how the games are being played through the expeditions and so on and so forth. Do you want to talk about a little bit of some of the other features that the game has, or sorry, the app?
Yeah. I actually think that the app has too many features and we need to remove some. I, I've been trying to sneakily remove some of the features for a while, but there's this one page, for example, that was called Advanced Search,
Mm-hmm.
and my dream with it was that you could say like, "Oh, I'm looking for an item. It's a cooking item. It's definitely more than 1,000 units.
Mm-hmm.
It's this, it's that, it's this," and then you hit search, and it would give you a list of what would match. But it turned out to be incredibly difficult because different, like a raw material is very different, structured very different to a product or a technology or an upgrade module. So it was a real headache, and I didn't want to outright remove it. So I just moved it deep into the menu so that now you have to go menu, more, and then advanced search. And I had it that way for like, I don't know, 5 months. And then I was like, okay, I don't think anyone is using this page. I'm going to remove it. And literally, I think it was a week or 2 weeks after I removed it, a feedback came in through our Discord, like an automated message came through and it was like, I really like the advanced search. I use it to look through the cooking items. Please bring it back. I haven't been able to remove any features.
No, everybody's using a part now. By the way, Drew Cypher, you can indeed run it on a browser. You just follow the link, and then if you scroll down on the website, you should find what was it again? I forgot already what the title was. It should say a website app or website companion app or something. Did my game just crash? My game.
No, that was my game, Beebs. My game just crashed. So carry on. I'll join you guys and continue on.
Yeah, me too. I just crashed.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Full system wide. Okay.
You still there?
I'll just
Good.
I'll chill by the fireplace. Cozy.
It's
Cozy
weird
and
because
lonely.
the only mod I'm using is the what you call it again? The cape mod.
It always
No
feels
mods
like
for me.
It always feels like after an update the game is a little bit less stable, but I'm not even sure if that's real. I think it's just our perception of it. We just notice it more after an update.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kurt. Quite often, we tend to forget. I'll wait for you to. Oh, okay, good. I believe I'm joining in. There we are. Quite often we focus on the bad things when an update comes out, when in fact it's been happening all along, or those little bugs have always been there. And we just roll our eyes normally when we crash or something. But when an update comes out, it's like, oh, here we go, another unstable update. But that's not really the case. More times than not, it's just a coincidence. Oh, fell right through already, Beeps. Wow.
My game crashed again, I think.
Double crash. Yeah, mine too. Dear.
Oh wow.
Okay, let's do this again.
Don't blame me.
I'm gonna wait for
No,
you.
no, I
I'm
think I'm
gonna
gonna.
wait for you, Beeps. We may have both joined at the same time, and that may have caused a weird little hiccup. So
In the
I'm gonna
meantime,
wait
we
for
can
you
keep on
before you get-
talking. That's a good thing, at least. So I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna remove my mod just to be sure, and then we'll be back. So did I miss anything, Kurt, when I explained what the No Man's Sky Assistant is?
No, I think you hit it right on the nail. I find it hard to explain what the app is, especially for those who don't play No Man's Sky. I think a lot of people just assume that games can't get that complicated. Why would you need an entire app to help you play the game? But with No Man's Sky, we have, well, at least the app has 2,000 game items that it shows on that list on the front page. And then we've got expeditions and community missions and all those other crazy pages like the alien puzzle pages, which is just, that thing is insane.
And it grows after every update too. I mean,
yeah.
The Frontiers update alone must have been absolute chaotic and pandemonium for you. There was over 300 new parts introduced into the game.
Yeah.
That must have been absolutely crazy to try and catalog all that and then put it on the app, and organize it in such a way as well. And that's just one update. So now I guess it's cataloging ships and some of the other new items that we're getting in the most recent update.
Yeah, and luckily I saved myself a lot of effort by not doing some of the things. So not cataloging missions and I don't have the spaceship parts in the apps. I kind of leave that for the NMSCE. They're way better at it. I don't need to touch it.
There's quite a lot of parts now, especially now with the new ships. They're gonna have fun with adding these.
Yeah, jeez. They do some crazy stuff.
Okay, I'm back, DG.
No problem. I'm watching you in stream. You're only about 10 seconds behind. So
there we go.
what I'm seeing, looks like you're there. I'm on my way, and then we can carry on. Always a hiccup. You never know, right? Multiplayer, live streaming. There's a lot of data going through these lines here. So,
Yeah, yeah. Talking about multiplayer, one of the people that have been chilling on our Discord, on the Assistant Apps Discord, Cyberpunk and that Bomber Boy and a few others, we've been looking at the network requests that the game makes to the Hello Game servers, trying to see what we can figure out from that. And we've had some good success. Cyberpunk and that Bomber Boy were able to see when the community mission would start. They were pretty sure 2 days ago when we got the update.
It's very interesting,
and
yeah.
then and then once the expedition dropped, then we could see a bit more details and we could see when it ends. But yeah, expeditions is a little bit of a the reason that we're doing it is because expeditions is a little bit more difficult nowadays. Hello Games used to have the expedition data in the actual game files, like hard coded, and they've moved a lot of that away onto the servers, so they can kind of control it from there. Well, kind of. It's still it's still as soon as you start the expedition, it downloads that data from the server and then writes it to your local, and then that becomes your expedition. But yeah, now instead of being able to use the game files, I actually have to get a save file and get the data from the save file.
Yeah, I saw. I think I saw it posted on Twitter. It was probably Cyber that posted it, and I saw Zane replying to it. Are you sure it's going to be that day?
Yeah.
And, it was interesting to see, and I'm like, okay, these guys are really smart in what they're doing there. Very intricate.
Well, you can't say that because I think in a lot of ways we're doing good stuff and we're figuring out everything and we're doing it the right way. And then all of a sudden Hello Games just goes, nope, well, let's change the switch. And then they screw us. So like the community missions, we've been keeping an eye on them and checking to see when we think they'll end and how it's progressing, and we can make predictions on when it will end. But Hello Games can also just fiddle with the numbers, and then and then we
Yeah,
look
of
like
course.
we
Or
don't
they
know
can.
anything.
But it's okay. I mean, it's a good thing to know, especially if you're a content creator. It's very good to know, like, okay, when is this gonna start? Do I need to wake up early, or can I just stay in bed for a while?
Yeah,
It
true.
would be very interesting to know.
I think with the community missions, they like to fiddle with it a lot, simply because they like to coordinate it with the timing of when an update is going to come out and new parts will arrive. And they always want to keep some new things on there, so they want to keep community missions up there. So if it ends too early, then it's just a blank spot while everybody's waiting for the next new item to arrive, which nobody knows until some of the game files are sort of hacked and looked into, and then the speculation begins. So I mean, it makes sense that they would adjust the numbers to suit them and the release of their updates. But I can definitely see how much of a pain in the butt that is for players like yourself, who they're trying to get that information so they can put it on the app so that it can help the broader audience of players find that information. So, yeah, it's not a seamless way of doing things, but I got to say, you do a heck of a really good job keeping current with the data and getting it out there as fast as humanly possible. Which I also want to add that nobody pays you to do this kind of stuff. This is all volunteer work, and so what you do is truly a remarkable thing for such a huge amount of players. It's not just a community; it's the entire No Man's Sky playerscape, which there are thousands of.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. I do have patron supporters, and they do help a lot. So
Okay. You
so
have any?
it's
You
not
have like a
completely
merch
free.
store or something?
No, I don't have a
Oh,
merch store.
okay.
I wanted to put something up there, but I'm not a designer, so
Uh-huh.
it would have just been the System Apps logo, and I don't really think anyone wants a T-shirt with that on
Well,
it.
you would be surprised. You would be surprised.
Yeah, it's a fine line, it's like, should I put ads in the app and then sell out because I make more money, or should I just keep it free?
No, I think the
Yeah.
choice with the Patreon is a good choice, because then you also know that the people really that support you really want to support you.
Yeah, I still get a little bit of hate though when what I've been doing is Patreon exclusive features that are timed. So I'll say like, okay, I've just made this new page and I want people to test it. So I'm going to give patrons access for a month, and I set it up in the app so that at a specific day it'll unlock. And then I get messages on Twitter and Facebook, and people are like, hey, I don't like this walled
Yeah.
content, this paywalled content.
There's always gonna be people that are doing that. This is what I'm doing as well when I make content. I have members, they are supporting me, so they get earlier access. It is what it is. If people cannot wait for 5 days or whatever it takes for them to watch it, then that's more their problem than it's yours.
Yeah, you can't keep everyone happy.
No, and people don't seem to understand that this is not an easy feat to keep this maintained and have people working with you and doing this. So it's yeah.
Yeah, I've had some arguments with people in the community where they would say like, I have a website and I pay X amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, that's cool, but app doesn't have hosting, but I'm guilty of making way too many websites and way too many backend services. So I think if we look at it, the assistant apps have about 3 servers that the app mostly uses. There's the assistant app server that we separate, so that's the common logic between the different assistant apps. Then there's the assistant for No Man's Sky API, and then there's also the assistant for No Man's Sky tracker, which hits the Hello Game servers every 5 minutes and then checks for changes and updates. It's also where the bot comes from, that tweets for me.
Do you I know that you were streaming on, was it on Twitch? No.
Yeah, I
Do
was
you
streaming.
have only a Twitch channel, or do you have YouTube channel as well?
I have a YouTube channel. I used to make a lot of developer vlogs kind of thing, where I would explain what I was doing in the updates every week. But I stopped doing that. That was just a bit too much. And then I immigrated, so so I stopped doing it, and then I just didn't get back into it.
So I'm just wondering, if people want to support you on Patreon, can they find it on the Assistant app, or do they need to find it on your channel, or?
Yeah, you can find the Patreon link in the app. There's a Patreon section in the menu.
All right, good. I just, in case people want to give you a little bit of assistance for the Assistance app.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. There's no special content at the moment, so
But
no pressure.
I have a lot of people in my members. I've been asking the question sometimes, like, guys, I'm sorry, I have to post this straight away because this is like time sensitive, and most of the people on my chat are my members are saying, we are not here for the early access, we are here for supporting you. So a lot of people just want to support your work more than they want to get something from it. It's No Man's Sky community is great that way, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't think this app could exist in any other community. There's just too many specific, like the environment just works perfectly for this app. That you have people who want to help, that you have a game that's complicated enough that you would need an app for certain things, for the 2,000 items or the 300 cooking recipes or however many refiner recipes there are. Yeah. And then obviously, like I actually have a team of people that help me with the apps, that are data mining and that are testing things, that are also doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, I guess, that are doing it without being paid. So, and then also the rest of the No Man's Sky community, who will send me a message if they found something or if they believe something is wrong in the apps. So yeah.
All for the love of the game and the community. And as you said, Beebs, it is a fantastic community. They're people of this community are some of the most genuine, outstanding players, members, people. that I've ever met. You know, you yourself, you've played games, video games all your life and have been a part of, various little communities here and there. None of those games have offered a community that has been anything close to what the No Man's Sky community is and continues to be, and it grows every day. It's kind of a remarkable thing how uh, a lot of these like-minded individuals have gathered around and rallied with this game, and we've sort of teamed up and created our own little communities, and it's such a really amazing vibe. The different communities that are out there, and everybody's generally just really, really good-hearted folk. And I don't know how to put it any other way. Everybody is just fantastic to each other. We're all friendly. We all help each other in so many different ways. And of course, Kurt is no different when he's developed this app, and he's this is his way of contributing, and it is very much appreciated of what each and every person contributes to
Hmm.
the game and to the communities of this game. Um, so kudos to you, and kudos to everybody else out there who are doing their part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
well
really
said.
been. Yeah, go ahead, Kurt.
No, no, I was just going to say well said.
Okay.
Couldn't say it any better.
No, I've been
You know
really.
what? The community deserves to hear
Yeah,
it.
that's true. I really been enjoying the assistant app. It has been constantly, the phone has been constantly next to me, to figure something out. Instead of going into the menu, trying to figure out where is that building part again. No, it's not in here. It's there. No, it's not there. Okay, what is it now? It doesn't show what it is. What do I need again to build it? In the assistant app, it's so much easier to figure it all out.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In the early days with craftable items, it was again like you, Beebs, right next to me on my phone, and you're as you're building and figuring out how to create the next step for
Hmm.
your item. Having it all there in front of you is invaluable, because nobody was doing that before the NMS Assistant app. You'd have to go to a Reddit page or
Hmm.
one of the communities where somebody has created a document in order to be able to do it. And not always are these documents created in a timely manner, right?
Hmm.
It's done all by volunteer work, and it's whenever people get to it. The speed at which you get this information out, Kurt, is truly remarkable. How you're able to get the information, sorted and put out onto your app. It's got to be almost a full-time job for you.
Luckily not. But yeah, it stresses me out sometimes to get these updates out because I'm dependent on a few things. I'm dependent on the modding community. I need them to do the work, the hard work first, actually, and then there
Mhm.
afterwards it's us. We get our chance to look at the game files, and then
Hmm.
there afterwards we gotta ask that the big tech companies allow the update to go out pretty quickly. And usually
Oh,
iOS doesn't like me and says, "Now you got to wait 2-3 days," and then after 2-3 days they say they don't like my screenshot and they reject the app update, and then and then we start the process again.
is it only me
So
that sees
Nope,
Kurt?
Kurt is possessed. he's
yeah,
he's floating now.
a
Yep.
pirate assassinated me. Let me just respawn.
Oh, what? A pirate assassinated you?
No,
No.
the game crashed.
Oh, I was gonna say what a terrible couple of
Way to
hosts we are,
go.
letting pirates kill you like that.
It was a plot. You got me here to assassinate me.
So, is this the one by Kurt? Yo, Daniel, yes, indeed. If you check the link on top there, that's the No Man's Sky Assistant app. You can either download it on your phone or you can use it the web, the browser as well.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
for
There's no
for
need to download it if you don't have the
uh,
space,
to
because it works great with the browser.
for the people that are like content creators or whatever, and you want to figure things out, I've been using that as well a lot. Instead of starting up the game, just go and check. Okay, that's the price you get, or that's the value for the. It's very easy to just figure things out without having to be in game all the time.
Yeah, it's a great app. I highly recommend it, and we've referred to it so many times within my own community. Or if I'm answering a question with a member who doesn't know, how to do a thing, it's really easy to refer to it and have that information accurately available to pass on to other members. It's a fantastic app. highly recommend it. If
Mhm.
you guys haven't tried it yet, you should. Um, and of course, so please support Kurt any way that you can. Um, it doesn't always have to be, a dollar value, but information. If you found a new thing, or there's something that he should know that he can put into his app, please let him know in some way so that he can, share it with everybody else, because that form of contribution, a lot of times it goes unheard or unsaid from the rest of the community, and it really makes a difference for him to sort through that data and get that information out to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's also, I see Lenny's in the chat there. You guys are talking about using the app as your go-to reference, where in the assistant apps Discord community, we go to Lenny. Hey, Lenny, tell us how this thing works so we can add it to the app.
Hey, Lenny, welcome. And Henry Rice, by the way, I didn't know you were Cyberpunk, by the way. Welcome to stream as well. Up, and we lost them again.
Yeah, I think I moved a
Oh,
bit
did
too
we?
quick.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
are you on a console or on PC, Kurt?
On PC.
That's weird. I mean, yeah, it happened for me as well, but I feel it was my mod that crashed me. So
Did you join my game, Beeps? I wonder if it's maybe the fact that we're on. You joined my game and he joined you.
I think I actually joined Kurt, not you. I joined
Okay.
KhaozTopsy.
Yeah,
All
those
right. Well,
gamer
we'll see if we
tags,
can get
man.
him back. Yeah. See if we can get him back.
So what else do you do? You play the game. What do you do in the game, Kurt, if you're playing No Man's Sky?
Be honest, I don't play it that much anymore. The times that I do play it, I launch it to maybe get a save file, or to, well, lately we've been looking at the network requests. Sometimes I need to launch it to get the expedition save file. Yeah, it's actually a little bit sad that I don't have enough time to play the game.
So you had no
Uh,
time. You had no chance to check the new ships or whatever out.
I did get 2 of the new ships.
Okay, good.
I got one and I was like, "Oh man, this one is so cool." And I
Mhm.
got it this morning. And then literally as I was about to leave the station to watch the wings unfurl, and then I saw another one come in. I was like, "No, that one's better."
Mhm.
I got 2 of them, both of them red, both of them got like, I don't know what the names for the shields are yet, but it's like in the shape of an ear, I guess.
Yeah, they call it
2
the
ears.
solar. I think it's called solar. What was the again? Let me check.
Solar sails.
Solar sails. It shows in your menu. There's a little extra little technology in there.
Yeah, solar sails, but then not the round ones or the square ones. I got the ear-shaped ones.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that
Yeah,
there could be a
that's what I
few
have
more,
too.
but maybe they will add them like customizable later. We never know.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool if we could
Vesper sail. That's what they call them. Okay.
what?
Vesper sail.
Vesper.
Vesper
Oh.
sail. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's what the technology component is called. But solar sail is really what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, a high performance solar sail deployed automatically during flight. This advanced propulsion device generates an electric field with the sails themselves, allowing the starship to build momentum from the solar wind. And that's the description given when highlighted on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, a really, really cool feature. I'm glad that they added that into the game. We've seen, similar things like that in Star Wars films.
Mhm.
And there's always discussion in some of these YouTube NASA YouTube videos about different ways of propulsion throughout the galaxy and whatnot. So I think it was really really cool that they implemented that in the game. And there's a whole variety of them as well. There's square ones. There's ones that look like funny ears. There's roundish ones. There's and different colors of that as well. I've seen red, blue, orange. The sails themselves have come in different colors, so really, really cool addition to the game, as well as the really awesome body designs.
Yeah, and I think Hello Games is really good at doing these sorts of things where they're basically mixing and matching certain components, but if you look at it, like if you look at the animals, there's an extreme variation with the animals. It's just we as humans, we see a pattern, we see, oh, that one looks like a bear, and so now
Mhm.
you've seen all 1 million like possibilities of bears. But like it's cool to see it with these new ships because we all get to see it from the beginning again. We all get to go,
Mhm.
oh, I've never seen this
Yeah,
combination. Oh,
yeah,
I've never
yeah.
seen that.
And there's a lot. There's a lot. I've been doing some playing around. I've seen like 6 to 7 different noses. The wings can be different. It has like a little weird top wing sometimes as well. There's really a big selection again to find different kind of ships. Really looking forward to more to explore more of them.
I'm really looking forward to see how NMSCE is going to handle all these ship parts.
I wonder how it's going to influence the original points as well, where you found the ship, if it's going to be replaced or is it just added into the pool? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that does change things a little bit for those guys. Because I believe that they are in every system, at least one, very much like an exotic is in any regular system, or a royal. I'm not sure how you guys like to call those ships. Um, but when you go to those pirated systems, there's like about six of them will spawn in, six different designs. So really interesting how they're going to keep track of all this information in the coordinate exchange.
Jam, the link should normally work. I tested it out. I'm not sure what it's trying to do, why you would have to sign in though. Um, because if you just send it to my PayPal, it will not trigger anything. You have to use it through the link that you shows up right there now.
And I think we sometimes forget how absolutely massive No Man's Sky actually is.
Uh-huh.
For example, with like the procedural products that we have in the game files, you can sometimes get the I don't remember, like the old papers or something like that. In the game files for those procedural products, they will often have three words that can change. It would
Mm-hmm.
be a noun, a verb, a noun, and then they'll have 28 words for the first one, 28 possibilities, and then let's say 20 for the second and 10 for the last one. And if you multiply all the possibilities with that, that's just an absurd amount of names for me to keep track of, which is why
Yeah.
this is for No Man's Sky just doesn't have any procedural products. It's just too difficult. It's just too much
Well,
data.
yeah, the random generation of those things with those parameters, right? I mean, it's absolutely it's incredible how much there really is when you look at it. And this goes with everything, the animals and the generation of, which parts those animals have. Some have 6 legs, some have 4 legs. And these are just the quadruped animals I'm speaking of only, right? There's so many different variations. Some have wings, some don't. Scales, fur, funny little lights sticking out of their backs, horns, ears. I mean, the combinations are absolutely astronomical. And I think that's what a lot of people forget in a lot of scenarios is they may have seen one that looks similar throughout their travels, but no two are really alike because of that random generation, right? The procedural generation that happens on a random occurrence each and every time that you land on a planet. Um, it, uh, it truly is remarkable, and we take for granted a lot of these times. I myself have played the game since launch, and I think Beeblebum has as well. And we take for granted the knowledge that we've built up over the
Mm-hmm.
years of playing this game. For as a newer player that has just entered, the communities in the game, there is so much. It's overwhelming
Mm-hmm.
on what to do, where to start, where to go, how to do all this stuff, how to find information on how to do the stuff based on their own personal needs on what they want. Some people are, they just want one thing, and other people want everything. And,
Yeah.
finding that information. Thank goodness for the NMS app because without that, it would be a lot harder to get that information and to find it, or to be able to refer people to it as well. How long have you played the game, Kurt?
I'm also a day one player. Just haven't put in that many hours, unfortunately.
Well, in all credit to you, you put in hours in the NMS app as well, the assistant app. So I consider that community or game time with the No Man's Sky community. So just because you don't necessarily play the game doesn't mean that you're not a part of the overall community that is supported by it as well. Because without people like you and players like you who have a passion for this game, none of this would exist, and the game would cease to continue being uh, current at this time. We're what, almost 6 years in, Beeblebum? Is that right?
Yep, we're going to our
And
seventh year.
we're
No, to
getting,
our sixth year. No,
yeah,
sixth year. Yeah.
I think
It's,
we're in our 6th year now.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we keep getting free updates. The game is current. It's not stale in any way. They keep giving us new stuff. Not like Call of Duty where it's the same map with a bunch of different paint
Mm-mm.
slapped over it, and it's just, no, this is actually brand new content that they give us multiple times per year, and they've improved graphics, they've improved performance, they've improved so many things to keep this game current and still going very, very, very strong after 6 years. It doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon either.
No, they seem to be giving the say. I mean, promises. So let's keep it for that.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
thankful for
definitely
each and every one.
it's definitely a game of love. It's a game they love to. I don't think they will give up on it. That's for sure.
yeah, and they've really put their blood, sweat, and tears into the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of tears in the beginning. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Although I will say, without the community support, those who truly did love the game and saw that there was promise and a lot of hope with this game, I don't know if they would have continued to try and fix those mistakes. There was a very strong community,
Hmm.
albeit very small, but a very strong community that still promoted the game, still had a love for the game, and always had very kind words to HG and always supported them and their cause to continue moving forward. And they've done so in such a grand way of not just fixing the mistakes, but over time we're seeing that those promises that they made way 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 back in 2016 and earlier, they're starting to come to fruition, and we're starting to see a lot of those original visions come back into the game. And what can you say about a game developer who continues to work on something years after its release, and continues to bring content for free for its fans who already own the game? That's a pretty amazing thing, really. I don't know if I would have thought of hearing anything like that in today's day and age where
Hmm.
everything costs money. Everything costs money. So um, hats off to HG for being able to do that and supporting its fans as well as the fans supported them.
yeah. And HG really listens to their player base.
They
Although
do.
I wish they would just be a little bit more talkative. Sean, answer my emails, please.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are. The communication would
They're ver-
definitely could definitely use some improvement, even
Yeah,
towards the community. Just like there's been a lot of confusing moments happening. It's like, what's going on? What is this? And there's no information, so people are just speculating, going wild.
yeah, but it's also at the same time it feels like it's just enough, just enough to keep everyone
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
It's a one-way
yeah.
conversation where Sean will do something and we'll all talk back to him, but we never get a response. But it's just enough to know what's kind of going on.
Yeah, I think they learned how to play it safe after such a rocky start.
Mhm.
I mean, if you guys remember, there were death threats of all things. This is a
Yeah.
video game, and people were sending death threats, and that's absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, that's a very real scare for anybody, who is doing things like this. You don't want to take that chance again, and I totally understand why he would be very secretive. In that regard, and never really want to make the same mistake twice. So I can understand why he'd be so secretive, but at the same time, it would be kind of nice if once or twice they answer the community in one of those servers or discords, or even
Mhm.
address the community on one of their YouTube videos. Um, and maybe once a year talk about some of the ideas that they have with the quote finger quotes that nothing is absolutely promised, but this is what we're working on and hope
Mm.
to bring it to you. So I mean,
Mhm.
there are ways of talking to a community of people, but I think they just play it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like to compare it with. I'm not sure if anybody play Valheim, but the devs from
Mhm.
Valheim have these. I wouldn't say monthly, but regular talks. They just go on YouTube and they do like we are doing right now here. They are sitting in the game and they're talking to each other what the plans are. I think that would be a great concept for No Man's Sky as well. Just have like three devs sit in the game, just talk a bit of what the plans are or what they are thinking to do next time. I think it would be a very nice to connect more with the persons behind the game. I think we lost Kurt again.
Oh
Am
yeah,
am
another
I
crash.
winning? Am I
Oh
winning in number
dear.
of crashes?
You are
I don't
definitely
know.
are.
That's hard to say. We had a series of them at the very beginning, so
It's because I unpack the game files. It's my own fault. It's not No Man's Sky's fault.
uh,
Are you on experimental, by the way?
Yeah, I'm on experimental.
Could be as well that the experimental is crashing you.
I gotta be,
mm,
I gotta get that
No, no,
data.
no. I just decided not to go for experimental, so I could see what is going on still. If
Yeah, yeah, I should know better. It's in the
yeah,
name.
just
you
for
see
you,
how passionate we are?
just that you know that the expedition, for example, there is if you get the freighter, if you free the first freighter, uh, if you're not on experimental, you will not get cadmium. If you're on experimental, you will get cadmium. This is a big change that is happening once experimental is going to drop.
Okay.
Mm,
So it's going to change how you can go to the next step because you need to build hyperdrives.
Oh, yes.
strange that you get cadmium on one and not on the other.
I think they added it, or maybe it was a
So
mistake, and now they
specific.
added it to the, the expedition.
Okay, okay. Not that it's all that difficult to come across.
No, to buy. And I think if you buy a module or something and dismantle it, you get easy cadmium back. So, but these are all things that you know as a long-term player. As a new beginner, it's like, eh.
Yeah, yeah. If you have some, nanites, you can buy the technology, install it, dismantle it, and it gives you,
Mhm.
of course, half the resources back. So, there's always that option. Instead of having to hunt for it and mine it, you can buy everything if you have the funds, whether it's nanites or units. So just different ways of playing and getting about your business, and the enjoyment of the game. Um, Quite often, I'll just buy the materials if they're available, and if not, then I just mine them.
Yeah. Can you imagine what it's like to be in Hello Games' team on an update release day? Because they released that 12 o'clock their time, and then that evening they already pushed out a bug update, a bug fix, didn't they,
Yes.
to experimental?
Yeah,
That's
nonstop
incredibly
work.
fast.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to their credit, they do it earlier in the week so that they have time to get those patches out there, and then still enjoy, family weekend time, right? They are a family-oriented company, and so time off is very important. They've been working hard, bringing us this update. So smart on them for releasing it early in the week so they can get the bug fixes all worked out. and still manage to have that personal family time.
Yeah.
Do you have any other aside from No Man's Sky Assistant, any other projects you're working on, or is it all focused on No Man's Sky Assistant?
It's mostly focused on the No Man's
Mm-hmm,
Sky
mm-hmm.
side. There is a assistant for scrap mechanic. Yeah, I made that, and it doesn't really get that much attention.
That's
But
an app as well that is made, or
yeah, it's a Android and iOS and
okay,
web
I didn't
version
know
as
that
well.
was. I didn't know it existed actually.
Yeah, I build a lot,
But
but
did
that
you
one was
link
actually
it? No.
yeah, there are links to it from within the Assistant for No Man's Sky app. If you open the menu, go right to the bottom. There's an Assistant Apps logo
Ah, okay. Let me
from
show you
the
in a second here.
there's
I'm
yeah,
probably
that
gonna,
app
yeah, but
was
it's right underneath here, guys. So if no,
did I not remember
give
it
me a sec.
correctly?
There we go. So here
Ah,
underneath on the menu, you can see there's Assistance app. So if you click that, it should link you to the other apps as well. Assistant for Scrap Mechanic, and this is probably not for No Man's Sky. Chronos Guides for Zombies.
yeah.
For anybody that's
That
interested in more.
yeah, that Assistant for Scrap Mechanic app was pretty good since it made me realize how much of the logic could be shared between the apps, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what created the Assistant Apps brand.
Uh-huh.
And then I set up a new server and I moved everything that was common to the Assistant App server, and then stripped the Assistant for No Man's Sky server down to its bare minimum. Um, I've basically rebuilt the app several times over, cleaning up all the bad code, because when I started the app, I didn't know how to make apps in Flutter, which is what I use, Flutter and Dart.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so it was my first app with Flutter and Dart. And then yeah, as I went, I just learned and got better, and so had to change the way that the apps worked. Currently, I'm about to make the app open source so that everyone can see the code.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been holding off on it for quite a while. I don't know if anyone noticed, but we're on update 105. Um, it's actually we're very close to the 300th weekly update. Sorry, not we're on the 105th weekly update.
Uh-huh.
We're very close to the 300th update because I push out little patches
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a big bug. But at some point I said, like, at the 2-year mark, I'm going to make it open source, and then hopefully some other coders out there will help me fix bugs and stuff. But now I'm at that point where I can push the button and make it open source, and I'm pretty sure I've removed all the secrets that anyone could use to I don't know, publish the app, publish a illegal version of the app.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I just haven't clicked it yet. A little bit scared.
How um do you have anybody that can like help you out? You have like a hacker in your team that can, just try to break it before you
Well,
release it?
the unfortunately the apps aren't that secure. Just inherently, Android apps are just zip files,
Mm-hmm.
so anyone can unpack it and get all the assets from
Mm-hmm.
the app
Mm-hmm.
anyway. And with the web version that I built, like, the data is very easy to access for anybody. So
Mm-hmm.
if you I'm not going to tell you guys how to do it, but you can very easily pull all of the data in a very nice format that you can then go and build your own app with, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll have the 11 languages that the game supports.
Yep.
So yeah, you'll have all the data in the 11 languages. You'll just have to kind of figure out how I like to link stuff together,
Mm-hmm.
but at least you won't have to deal with the game files. So the app is kind of open source already,
Might
but
have to call it
yeah.
the real No Man's Sky Assistant app already.
Yeah, maybe. As for hackers or code monkeys that we've had in the team, we've had a few come and go. We actually got an extremely diverse team of like core Assistant for No Man's Sky
Mm-hmm.
app helpers. I'm the one who does all the dev work, but we've got moderators and alpha testers and translators, and
How many
we're
people
all
are involved in total?
I would say in the core group of people, we're probably 5 or 6. And then when you zoom out a little bit to like translators and guide authors, it starts getting bigger. I think there's about 50 people.
That's
or
a nice group of people.
Yeah, translators for the apps are insane. I built a website for them to go and translate stuff because I didn't want to pay for a translating service. So I built a website where people could translate the text that's in the app. And then you have to log in with your Google account, and then you can vote on what translation is the best. And you can submit your own. And through that, I'm not on purpose, but I got to collect a lot of data on like how many translations have been submitted and how many votes have been given. And I use that data to show the leaderboard that we have on tools.assistantapps.com. I don't know if I sent you the link, but there's also a leaderboard in the app somewhere.
You sent me No Man's Sky developers and designers. You sent me the alphabet. What else did you send me?
The NMS CD is a whole nother group.
You sent me the
that
fonts, and that's for the moment all, I think.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about those more.
Well,
but,
I mean, we can talk about a bit. I mean, what do you want to talk about? Tell me. I can show it on screen a bit.
Yeah, maybe let's just open the NMS CD, maybe just the homepage.
All right, I'll show you. Give me a second.
And then I can do a quick advert for those guys.
Here we go.
So I don't know if you guys have spent much time in the No Man's Sky modding communities, but it's pretty wild in there. It's crazy what the people can do in the modding communities. But I started the NMS CD, and what I wanted from this group of people was for it to be not open, but not saying that the modding community isn't open, but I wanted it to be open for developers and designers that like to make projects for No Man's Sky and want it to be public and be used by people. And yeah, one of the first projects that we worked on was a font for the No Man's Sky font. We found the font files in the game, and then we also found the font files on No Man's Sky's Hello Games' website. And Blenderman took that and spent a lot of time with free versions of font tools and merged them together, and then fixed like the serif of the font and kerning. Like it gets very intense fonts.
Are you okay? Are you okay with me dropping the link to this in the chat, or
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just gonna switch back to our group chat, so that there we go. So I'm gonna copy the link. This is the No Man's Sky developers, community developers and designers. That's gonna be the link that I'm gonna drop right now. Here we are. So for people interested in this, check it out. And then I also got the links. The No Man's Sky alphabet. Is this also downloadable, or is this?
So that's a tool for looking through the expedition alphabet, trying to decipher the text in the game.
I'm just gonna drop the links. You can keep on talking about it then. So.
Yeah, you know what, and it's actually becoming more and more useful, that No Man's Sky alphabet, because we're starting to see items in the game that currently use that alphabet. We have building parts that have words on them that are in that alphabet. So having the assistant app and the translatable letters to it makes it so much easier. You know, if you're ever interested in wondering what some of those signs say, well, go ahead and look in the assistant app, and you should be able to translate it and decode it for yourself.
That alphabet is also so cool because when we got pioneers, I don't think many people picked up that those symbols meant anything. Because pioneers was the only thing, and I think on the Golden Gek helmet it says first. And so no one really picked it up except for some of the hardcore communities, like
Ray
in the Atlas ERD. Is that I'm butchering it probably. But anyway, I got introduced to the alphabet when I saw Ray Reynolds'
Yes.
tweet,
Yeah.
and immediately I think he tweeted out when Beachhead came out,
Mhm.
and then it was just enough characters to see that, like, oh, Pioneers and Beachhead, these are the characters for that. And so then that day, I built the Expedition Alphabet webpage. And I was like, Ray Reynolds, check, I put it up. Here's all the known characters, and you can click on a character and you can see where it's used. And so now we can slowly over time piece together what these things mean. And someone mentioned me in one of the forums that I'd built this page. And when I went to go see what they were saying, we were discussing like, oh, how I was figuring these things out and how I was building the characters, the individual characters. And then someone just goes, oh, I found every single character in the game files and the English word for it, or the Latin character for it. I was like, oh, great. Here goes all my hard work. And then I had to go and update the page, and then,
Oh.
but at least now we know. Now we have most of the characters. Hello Games does take their liberty with like shifting the B character. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's a little bit lower, sometimes the S is up and sometimes it's lower. But for the most part, we can figure it out. Oh, did
Looks
you?
like you crashed as well.
Yeah,
Beeps.
I think it might be an issue between the experimental and normal play, maybe. But it doesn't matter, it's okay. It's easily fixed.
I'll wait. No worries. I'll wait for you to join. We seem to be a little bit more stable when I join on you.
Did you get kicked out as well?
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm here by myself.
Get yourself a drink in the meantime, while you're waiting.
Yeah, there's a bar in the corner. Just help yourself.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, you got some very expensive Gek drinks here.
It's fermented gut milk.
I can remember just when I would play No Man's Sky right in the beginning. I was building farms, and I just could not get nip buds. I could not find nip buds anywhere. I think I had like 100 hours in the game, and I just could not find nip buds, and I was so annoyed. Because I just wanted to build a stasis farm.
Yeah.
But
Do you
I
need- do
clearly
you-
If I
remember.
remember, they took the Nip Buds away for a short while, and so those players who had them, they had them, and then you could raid those players' bases and get the Nip Buds, and then you could use them to craft your own out of them, very much like the carbon trays. Do you remember when we had carbon trays, and then they took them away for a short while?
Yes.
Yeah, it
I
was
also
kind of
remember.
strange how they did that.
I remember the standing planters having a big issue for a long time, where you couldn't pull carbon from them.
Yes, yeah, there was a bit of an issue with them, or you couldn't power them correctly. It was. Did you have another issue there,
Yep,
Beeps,
it
or
crashed
were
again
you able to
straight
join?
while I was...
Did you? Oh dear.
This wasn't
just-
meant to be with me.
I just went to the alphabet so people can watch the alphabet a bit. So I dropped links to your to the community and developers. I dropped the link to the alphabet, and I also dropped the link to the font, the No Man's Sky font. There's a few more links, but I don't want to drop them before until you tell a bit about it.
I can barely remember. I make too many websites. It's a problem. With the No Man's Sky community developers and designers, there's no requirements to join or anything like that. You just need a GitHub account. But other than that, there's also no requirements to do any public projects or anything like that. We just hope that that having a small group of people together will encourage more projects that people can use for free.
Let's try this again.
And it's greatly appreciated. Like I said, I use the app all the time, and many others in my community use the app all the time for finding out all kinds of information, anywhere from craftable items to recipes for the nutrient processor to the alphabet, like Beebs has got on stream here. What components to use to modify your egg, So like, and this just scratches the surface on some of the available uses for the app itself. Um, I absolutely love it, and I had wished that there was something before you had created it a long time ago. It probably would have saved me, I don't know how many hours of wiki making when I was working solely on the Amino app for my community. And researching all that information, it takes time. It really does, and a lot of people don't realize just how much time you put into researching and decoding, compiling that information, and putting it out there in an organized fashion for others to follow. Um, that to me is, effort that just goes unsaid and unappreciated in a lot of ways. So I'm just going to go right out and say thanks, Kurt. Appreciate all the work you do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying it.
I got another link that is called Enhanced Images. I'm not sure what it is.
Oh yes, that was a project that I'm gonna mess up his name, so I'm not gonna even say it. It's on the page. He went through every single image of every single No Man's Sky image and put it through some 4K image enhancer.
Is it Yakuza Susuke?
That's the one.
That is a mouthful.
So yeah, he made HD versions of every single image in the
that's
game
good.
files.
Okay.
There's a lot of images.
That's one I'm gonna keep aside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's outdated now. Unfortunately, Yakuza went. I can't remember. I think he mentioned he was going to join the army way back when. So I'm not sure how it's going on his side, but yeah, that was great. I just wish he'd also written some documentation on how he did it, so I could keep it up to date. But yeah, if anyone else wants to spend the time to upscale the images, that'd be great. Because yeah, I linked to those images in the app. You'll see some items in the app will have a little HD icon in the top left.
Yeah.
I think. And yeah, you click on that, it'll download the HD image. And it's really great for stuff like the cakes. You'll notice that there's a big scary creature on the cake. Yeah, there's some really cool details in the game items that you don't notice until.
Well, there's
the
quite a
good
lot
light.
of handy tools here for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have the server investigation up soon, the one that Cyberpunk is working on. Because ultimately we would like people to be able to make those network requests without having the game running. And yeah, so we're documenting how to make the requests to the Hello Game servers, what's required, and then the responses that are typical and what you can expect and what each of the properties mean. So yeah, that's one of the projects you can look forward to arriving at some stage on the NMSCD webpage and our GitHub organization.
Just moving the camera a bit, so people see something else. I have a question from Mateus asking if when the streams are going back, Kurt.
Man, the streams that I used to have were a bit crazy. We had I built a Twitch overlay where you could make an emoji bounce on screen. And at first I didn't put a limit on how many emojis you could spam. and yeah, that was I think Lenny hit like 1,000, and I have a screenshot somewhere of like server requests to the server, and we like peaked at 20,000 requests because Lenny was using an auto clicker to spam the emojis. I learned my lesson that day.
Yeah, I don't have that on my.
It was just a Sean Murray, that wonder emoji, the one with his hands in the air, and yeah, that's the one he chose to spam. I'm sorry. Stozo. I don't know when I'll be doing streams again.
I have
I caught
one
a
more.
few of your YouTube. Sorry, go ahead, Beeps.
I just have one more link left, and that's called HGNMS API.
That's where the research is gonna go. The one
Okay,
about making
but
network requests.
is this something that can be shared already as well?
Yeah, you can share it.
Okay.
It's empty at the moment. But it's where the research will go.
Okay, good. So I'll just drop the link for the people that are interested in this. Or, I would say definitely check out the Discord as well. That was on the first page, the developers. So maybe you can ask questions there as well. I think that might be linked.
Yeah, we had a new member join the NMSCD recently. He's claiming to build a system for proper modding.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the words he used. Because the modding that we have in No Man's Sky is mostly editing the existing files.
Yes.
So tweaking things. So he's actually got a working system where he basically looks at the memory that the game is running in and will then look for events that happen when the memory change.
Okay.
Right now, you can write some code that can run when like your Quicksilver or your units increase or decrease or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have I don't know, when you get more units, then you may have a Twitch chat message pop up or a Discord message. But he's working on it. Maybe one day we could have Twitch chat type a command to spawn, I don't know, some abyssal horrors or something.
Yeah,
in the game.
Well, I mean, it would be fun, or it would be nice to be able to control the game through the chat. Would be a great, community event or something.
But they should definitely, whoever does it, they should put a rate limit right in the beginning.
So Lenny doesn't abuse it.
Yeah, so Lenny stays away with his auto clicker.
I think they did some experimentation with that with the ARG a few years back, where the Twitch streamer, or sorry, the Twitch viewers were able to interact with what was going on with the ARG and control the direction of the hamster, which way he was going through the maze, and a few of the other things as well in real live time to go along with it. Um, I have to hand it to Twitch, and although that I'm split between YouTube and Twitch. Twitch definitely are working really, really well and are trying really hard to integrate interactivity with the game in a more live type format. So, I mean, it's entirely possible we may see some of that occur more and more often as the game progresses over these years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
What do you?
YouTube is following up on that. I mean, they are, they were not a gaming platform when they started. So they are trying to compete with No Man's Sky, with the Twitch, and I think they more and more now they are starting to take some lessons or do better than Twitch actually. So we'll see, maybe
I think
in the future years.
I think healthy competition is always a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good way to go. And for a streamer's standpoint, it's really kind of a neat way of playing the storyline where the viewers are allowed to control what happens in the game to a certain degree, obviously, and create challenges that are not normal or regular challenges that occur in the game naturally. And I think that interactivity level makes it a little bit more fun in some cases.
Yeah, you definitely have to find a balance because I'm just thinking of like someone playing in a hardcore save and then Twitch chat spawning in pirates.
Yeah.
Yes, and that does happen. I know a lot of times, somebody will try to emulate that kind of a thing, where they'll ask their viewers to say, "Okay, well, I'm going to do X thing," and a viewer will say, "Okay, well, I want you to do this without the HUD." for example.
Mm.
And so then the player would have to turn disable his HUD and try and play the game without the HUD and see how he does, from there. And as points are accumulated through the Twitch, can't remember what they are, the Twitch drop points or
Mm-hmm.
the points
Bits
earned
or the
through
bits or
watching the
the I don't
stream,
know
the
what they call
bits.
it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, as they're earned through the stream, you can spend those on certain things. Being able to tell the streamer itself on what to do or at what length he can do things at for a certain time limit or whatever. So there's things that can be done, inorganically, and it'd be really interesting to see it happen a little bit more organically and seamlessly through the between the game and the actual streaming app itself. Um, so yeah, look forward to the future for that. That could be really interesting. The next level of interactivity, I guess.
Yeah, and I think Hello Games has shown that they're always happy to innovate. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely didn't expect a Twitch integration from for No Man's Sky when it came out. What was it, a year ago?
Yeah, yeah,
And that in itself is complicated for them to do because they have
Mm-hmm.
to link a Twitch channel to a
Yes.
Steam
Yeah.
ID, and that, yeah, not easy.
on all platforms, not just one, but all
Yeah.
platforms. I could link up Steam and my PS4 both to that, and of course multiple accounts of that as well, depending on how many accounts I have with Twitch. So yeah, integrating that is definitely not an easy feat. Um, and those devs, they work really, really, really hard to make this game as seamless and as smooth as possible. So like when they pull it off and they have something like that, it's definitely a marvel for sure. Oh, I think we
Yeah.
another crash.
Yep.
So
It's like a
now
regular
it's
thing.
coach time, and then afterwards we'll get kicked out again.
That one
Yeah.
I definitely think was a pirate. I heard explosions, I heard a loud one, and then my mouse cursor popped up
Yeah,
indicating
it could
crash.
be maybe we are getting conflicting data from the two battles or something going, or I don't know. I mean, my camera got kicked out 3 times, so
I
It
like to
definitely
think,
says somebody has engaged pirates. Beeblebum has engaged pirates on my screen. So
I've
I
not
don't know
been.
how since you're sitting at the desk, but there's
I'm
something
al-
strange going
I'm
on.
already engaged.
they just don't like the look of your chin.
Hmm. So, is there anything you hope to see? I mean, you're not playing that much No Man's Sky anymore, but is there like anything you would like to see coming to No Man's Sky?
Oh man. I would have really said more ship variation before this update. Um, now I'd like to see the lore, like more. I know Expedition 6 is supposed to be more lore based, and I haven't looked at it yet. But I'd like to see more integrations with the lore. Like I was really getting invested in the story of Ariadne, and the weekend missions were great. Much smaller than expeditions, but I don't know. There was just something about it being so lore focused,
Mm-hmm.
and all the speculation that came every weekend.
Yeah.
That was
I
crazy.
agree.
And that
Yeah.
stuff was actually in the game files fixed, because at one point I'd figured out the weekend missions, and I was predicting what they would be in the app, and then I predicted all of them. I went as far forward as I could. So it means that like Hello Games had figured out what the story was going to be for like 2 months
Mm-hmm.
ahead of the time that it started. And it's just crazy. They put so much effort and so much love into that story, and then we just didn't get a nice bow wrapped ending at the story.
Mm-hmm. No, there's definitely still some open, gaps. I think when Ariadne, the story of Ariadne, and then also when they did the expedition with the Normandy, that lore, people went crazy with speculation at that time. I mean, it went, of
Yeah.
course, not to like No Man's Sky related, but it wasn't. I really enjoyed that. The speculation, seeing people trying to figure out what was happening, and it's a nice little addition to the community and the imagination.
On honestly, I really like the weekly updates of lore that we had. Every installment
Mm-hmm.
of lore that came with the weekend mission, I thought was a really, really good thing for the community. And a lot of people, they were taking screenshots of all the text files and
Mm-hmm.
everything that they came across as it was being said as they completed the mission. And there was a couple of members in the cafe who were basically they had compiled all this information so that they could go back and put it all in order and follow along the lore that they were creating. And as you said, the Ariadne storyline or story arc that was being mentioned there, that's unfinished. And I would very much like to see a conclusion to that
Mm-hmm.
storyline or a tie-in with other storylines that link
Mm-hmm.
to that as well. That those are, I really, really enjoyed those weekly installments of lore. And I thought the community rallied around it a lot. There was a lot of talk on Twitter, Discord, and all the other social media apps that support the game and its members. Um, so yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Kurt, because that's something I think a lot of people have forgotten about was the weekly installment of lore and stories that were being introduced along with those or not expeditions, weekend
Mm-hmm.
events. Um,
Yeah.
it gave a little bit more of a reason to take part in the weekly event, other than just getting your 1200 quicksilver and moving on. Because for me, I was able to buy all the items I needed. I didn't really need the Quicksilver, but I played it so that I could read the lore. And when it stopped, then it didn't really give me much of a reason to play it so much until more items were added in the Quicksilver shop. So
Yeah. And like Cyberpunk says, it was also a lot of work. I remember passing on all the lore, all the text, the translated text to Cyberpunk and being like, yeah, here you go. And then he would go and diligently go update the wiki pages and it is a lot of work that goes into keeping that wiki up to date.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, props to the No Man's Sky wiki editors out there and Lenny and like Cyberpunk and everyone. That's also like an amazing resource.
I was
it
somehow
is. They work
expecting. I was
tirelessly.
I was somehow expecting that Ariadne would get a follow-up here with the pirate update because they were talking about the ship, the freighter between between the suns and the darkness. I was like, this sounds like we might see something, but I don't know, nothing yet. I'm not far enough in expeditions to know if there's any to link to it, but because if we had the Sentinel update, we had to talk to Ariadne as well. Remember, she has or they. I don't. They are.
A little
They
amnesia.
are not. They are not gender related. So, yeah, they had like amnesia, and they were not very willing to help. So it was like, okay, we're going somewhere. Something is happening again with Ariadne, but then it just died off again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be right. We may see some more from Ariadne in that story in the expeditions, or for that matter, we may not have uncovered something in the current missions from the update itself.
Pirates. Yeah, yeah.
Some of those missions and the pirate missions that are there out of that fella that runs the missions out of the hauler, which, by the way, I love that look in those new space stations with the guy in the hauler
Mm-hmm,
there
mm-hmm,
setting up shop, in a makeshift sort of workstation. Um, we may see something in there which we haven't really uncovered yet.
mm-hmm.
The update only came out 2 days ago,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's
I-
so much that we're all discovering. I haven't even barely even played it. I played it long enough to get a single ship, and I'm looking forward to playing a heck of a lot more of it over this coming weekend for sure.
Yeah.
What did I want to say? Yeah, there was also mention if you read the patch notes, or not the patch notes, the release notes, they were talking about capes that will be released with the missions done. So I was like, okay, where are these capes? Where can I find another cape? But sort of for the moment, I've not seen any new capes like in the mission to be unlocked or whatever. So it could be we might see more missions coming in the future that release us these maybe Quicksilver items could be as well, but we'll see.
I know there is one cape, the outlaw cape.
Yes, the one that we get with the expedition now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit torn and
Yeah.
in the tatters, but
Might be
that
good
looks
for my
kind of
gek.
neat.
It's a little bit shorter. That's good for my gek. I'm still upset we don't have a hood though for the geks.
Yeah, yeah. In time, we may still see a hood that goes with some of the character visages. That's one of the little things that I think is lacking a little bit that could be addressed.
Mhm.
Is the player visages don't necessarily have individualized things that work well with their characters.
Mhm.
The hood on the cape would go great on these visages, so that you'd be able to see their face still, yet with a hood over top of it. Um, and Currently, it's a helmet that is purchased. It does have some pretty strong vibes of Destiny, I will
Yes,
say. I've seen a lot
yes.
of pictures, and the first thing that I thought of my mind was that how close it
Yeah.
looked like that Destiny characters,
I mean,
which
the
is kind
cape,
of neat.
the cape, you cannot say like, okay, a cape is a cape, but the look of the helmet and the hood was definitely like, okay, this is totally Destiny vibes. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that it looks very, very similar.
Yeah,
Well, it wouldn't
maybe
be the first time.
we shouldn't say it
Sorry,
too
go.
much in case Bungie comes sniffing.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a crossover with a game. With the which one was it? Was it Beachhead that
Yeah,
we saw the giant frigate
Normandy.
from the
The Mondo.
Normandy from Mass Effect, I think it was.
Yep.
So I mean, it's entirely possible that there's a slight crossovers here, a little homage to other games and game developers out there. Um, we've seen similarities to a lot of things. There's similarities to Star Wars in this game, but just different enough so that copyright laws don't infringe upon that, right? Um, I haven't seen an awful lot of Star Trek, but there's Battlestar Galactica. So many of those old '80s and '70s sci-fi films. I won't say that there's a reference to in the game, but it definitely brings back a lot of memories. You look at a
Mhm.
certain thing and you instantly think of a memory that brought you to those times when we watched those television shows and movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, each class. I mean, we have the Viking helmet, we have the Korvax helmet, and we have the first spawn, the Gek helmet. So all
Yeah.
these three, they cannot be worn by any of the races except for the anomalies, which is such a weird thing. I mean, it would have been great if they would just have given the helmet that is first spawn to the Gek, the Korvax helmet to the Korvax, and then the Viking helmet to the Viking. And then they could also have linked that hood per race. So if you're like a Gek, then that would be automatically the first spawn helmet with that hood over it. That would have been the best solution. I mean, I feel it very, very poor that it's only the travelers. So if I want to be this, I mean, yeah, I like my small little character running around.
Yeah.
Now
Although you
I
can
have
see
to
why they
change
would
it.
want the anomaly to be in disguise
Mhm.
to look like other
Mm.
travelers or other species, right? But I would like to see a little bit more of a individualized
Yeah.
approach to each one of these
Yeah.
items, right? Because I mean, I don't know about yourselves, but like Kurt, he's chosen I forget the name. Sorry, is it
Give it a shot.
Helios?
No,
I call it
Aris. Is it Aris? No, it's not Aris. What's his name again?
Uh,
Can you see this on the No Man's Sky Assistant app?
You can, if you search Visage, you'll find all of the faces. I'm doing it now.
I know.
Error. EOS.
EOS.
Eos, there it is. Thank you. You've picked that visage because that's the one that you identify with in game. And they've given us all kinds of choices for armor or an exosuit, our clothing choices, and so on. It would really be nice if they could individualize, a hat, helmet, hood, or various other items that go with the visage
Yeah.
that we currently have, right? I mean, understandably, there's a graphical strain on each one of those, but if we look at what HG has done with the game itself and the graphics that it has on so many different things, from ships to animals to plants, it doesn't seem outside of the realm to be able to individualize some of those vanity components to the game.
Yeah, I agree. It's just
But
would you rather them spend time on that or lore or pirate ships?
or any of the above. That's right. There's all kinds of things, right? Each person plays the game in different ways.
Yeah.
Some people play for the lore, some people play for ship hunting, multi-tool hunting. Um, but character customization is part of the game as well. So, I mean, to each their own, and each person enjoys one thing or another more than another.
Yeah. And
But
there's a crazy amount of variation between what players like to do.
there is.
I find it crazy that there are people who go and document systems and then record all the findings on a wiki. Like that's so much work.
Mm-hmm. There's
But
so
there are
much
people who
planned.
like Lenny. Lenny loves it.
That's what they do.
Whatever we can do to automate it for Lenny to make his life a bit easier, it would be better.
So did
Documenting is
documentation, yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Anything we missed, Kurt? Is there anything you want to cover before we end off for today?
No, I think we did a good job.
You did a good job. I do have a link here to the No Man's Sky modding community Discord. Is that the one that shows up on the what is this, something else?
That one is the main modding community. That's where people do the magic. Oop, I'm dead again.
Oh
dear.
Those, if people could give them a little bit of love and support, because they make it possible to mod the game. If it wasn't for them, like, working as hard as they do, then the app wouldn't be able to exist, and our favorite mods wouldn't be able to exist. And
so I'm just gonna
it's
drop
not
the
even,
link as well.
yeah, it's not even that big a group of people that are doing it, and yeah, they do amazing work, and they've been doing it for years. And I think one of the funniest things about it is that the main person that does the updates to the Mbin compiler, which I use, he lives in Sydney, somewhere there, I think. But because of his time zone, when it's like midnight and he's tired and he's worked all night on this update, and he pushes a semi-working version of it, then for me it's like 6 in the afternoon, and I get off work and I'm like, okay, now I can spend 6 hours working on it, using his tool to build the app.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hand it off to the next person, and then there's other people in the modding Discord that will go and find they will go list what structures within the executable of No Man's Sky has changed, so that they can keep track of what needs to change, and then they update the tool. We're just all working together in different time zones, handing the bat over to eventually get to updated tools.
It's amazing to see the amount of work that is being done behind behind the screens, behind the scenes. Not only by Hello Games, but also by just the community doing all these, the mods. I mean, I was like in my Discord saying like, yo, this is broken, and Gecko said, yeah, they're already working on updating them. So there's all these people jumping in the background trying to fix these things again, so that everybody can enjoy the game they love so much. It's an amazing.
Again,
amazing
an
to see,
amazing
yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many ways that we enjoy the game. From some people prefer to use mods and others not so much. But I think because of the open sandbox style of game that it is, HG has allowed us to enjoy it in multiple different ways, and allow it to happen. They don't block mods in any way, and files, like you said, you can, if you know what you're doing, you can easily decompile those files and take it apart and understand what it is that you're doing, and make those changes. Um, some people like certain mods, other people like to go, fully kitted out and modify everything that they can. And each person plays and finds that enjoyment in different ways. And I think that really helps to keep the community very strong and the game running strong as well.
Yeah, it's an amazing ecosystem.
It is. It is.
It
It
is.
is indeed. You got it.
You've got
You
a hell
got.
of a team.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Well, yeah, yeah, indeed. So, DG, you have any more questions?
I have only one question left. Kurt, this is a sort of an interesting one. If you were to run into Sean Murray on the street, just walking down the road, what would you say to him?
Well, that's a hard one. I don't even know if I'd be able to say anything. I think I'd probably be fangirling too much. I think
We're
I
not
should
worthy.
We're not worthy. I think before I set foot in the UK ever, I'll probably write down something just to get it out. And I think it would probably have to be something like, "You guys did a good job," and then just leave it at that and walk away. Because yeah, you don't want to scare developers, and I know what it's like to be a developer. So you just say one, just say one little thing and then walk away.
I actually thought he would say, "Why are you not responding to my emails?" But okay.
I was thinking that too.
No, there's emails asking why he's not responding to my emails, okay?
One day, you never know. You might
One
get an
day.
answer.
Yeah, maybe if I had a British passport, maybe I would have applied to go work at Hello Games, and I put like the app on the CV. I don't know if that would hurt me or help me, but
Well, they have, I believe they were hiring artists not too long ago. I'm not sure if that position was ever filled.
They actually
But that's just
reposted
one.
something. They reposted
Yeah,
an app, not an application on the LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So they're still looking for people.
yeah. They're such a small group, and there's so much work that they do. It's not surprising that they're looking for more personnel to help them with, you know, putting things out there, continuing work on No Man's Sky as well as other games.
I think they need to hire a community manager, someone who can
Yes,
talk to the
Yes.
yes.
community.
It would definitely
You know
it would
what?
be
That
fun.
might be a good idea.
Yeah. I think they do have somebody, but it's more like press related and stuff like that. But I think it would be good to have somebody that like takes a little bit of time and sending a tweet here and there, or a community post on YouTube, things like that.
Yeah,
A,
yeah.
a publicist. Yeah, is
It
what you're thinking
wouldn't
of.
hurt. It wouldn't hurt. But and they're
I
getting
think it
bigger
would
and bigger.
quiet
I
the
think if you
community
look at the
down.
tweet,
Sorry, I was saying I think it would calm the community down quite a bit.
uh-huh. Sometimes it's needed.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, well, the speculation, as you mentioned earlier, can run wild,
Hmm.
and I think that might calm things down a little bit, or at least direct speculation to a certain vein, as opposed to such a broad spectrum. Um, you know yourself that once something gains a little bit of interest and somebody sort of puts it out there, it could just go on and on and on, and that might not even be anything close to what HG had in mind for the update or whatever it is coming
Hmm.
soon to the game itself. Um, sometimes that could definitely help a few things, I would think.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt, I had to say thank you for joining. Really enjoyed the interview. I hope you did as well.
Yes, thank you for inviting me and for organizing it in this lovely area that we're in, and all the cameras. It's extremely professional. Best interview I've ever been on.
What's this? There's something. What is this? Look outside. Do you guys see this?
Yeah.
There's two. Look at that. That is so
These
cool. This is the
frigates-
first time I'm seeing this.
Those are frigates out there, aren't
Yep. They just warped into the... Oh, this is so cool. They did such a
I didn't know
great
it.
job.
Wow, that's really cool.
They just warped
then
out.
they're gone.
Yeah.
Huh. That was really neat. Never seen anything like that before.
No, this is the first... Well, I've not been enough on the planet to do it, to see this. I've been too much in space, but very cool. What a way
Kurt,
to
I
win
want to
this.
salute you for all the hard work that you've done for the NMS Assistant app. It's been absolutely a pleasure always using it. No, there's no need for a gun here. Come on now.
My bad. Put it away. Thank you.
There we go. We'll just give you a little salute and a thumbs up. There we go. In-game emojis at work, hard at work. Thank you very, very much for all the hard work you and your developer team does for this game. It is definitely appreciated, and I hope the community continues to support what you do and the needs that you have to continue doing the amazing work that you do. The NMS Assistant app is a fantastic companion to the game, and I can't say enough good things about it, honestly.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
So for
Let's
anybody
keep
in
No
the
Man's
chat...
Sky.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's keep the
Kurt.
community great.
Yes. I think that's the main goal of No Man's of the community, is to keep it a great community. I think that's the...
Perfect. And let's hit the karaoke bar.
So guys in chat, if you did not already, there is a link up top there on the pinned comment. That is the No Man's Sky Assistant. If you have not downloaded it or check it out, just bookmark it. It is a great app to use. I'm not sure. I did not see KJ or Lava Lamp jump in, so I'm not sure if the guys are streaming today or not. But definitely check them out. I think maybe Zane might still be streaming. Let me know if anybody knows. Then maybe we can give a little bit of a rate. He was saying he would rate me, but I think we'll be rating him. Once again, Kurt, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you jumping in and taking the time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And DG, of course, as well. Thanks for joining once again, getting up early.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I don't mind getting up early and getting a chance to hang out with a lot of the great community members. So that's something I look forward to each Thursday of the month, and look to keep doing it.
Let me see if I can find the link to... Zane is still streaming? Yes. Let me just take a link. No. Share. Copy link. There we go. I'm going to drop a link to Zane's World. Don't forget to press hashtag Beeblebum. Let me see if I can make it work this time. Nope. I don't make it work. So hashtag Beeblebum. Show some love to Zane. He's going to be still some streaming. If you want to go to his Twitch chat, he's also doing Twitch, and he's doing the Twitch drops there, so go and check it out. And thanks again, everybody, for joining. Thank you guys as well in the studio. And I will see you all again next time.
Take care, travelers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Beeblebum.